Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven has interrupted your scrolling, your wandering, your weary thoughts. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. Everything around you pauses right now because the Spirit has something urgent to whisper into your soul. You were not born for ordinary days or shallow dreams. You were born for divine movement, God's movement. You feel that tug in your chest, that sudden awareness that something unseen is reaching for you. That is not anxiety, it is awakening. The invisible hand of heaven is pressing upon your life, saying, "Enough wandering, my child. It is time." You have sensed it for weeks, maybe months, the sense that something greater is coming, that your storms were not punishments but preparation, that the delay was not denial but divine timing. Look around you. Chosen one. Everyone else scrolls past truth as if it were entertainment, but you cannot. You feel conviction. You feel electricity in your spirit. This is your confirmation that heaven recognizes you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every season of rejection, none of it has been wasted. You have walked through pain not to perish in it, but to rise from it. The world tried to convince you that you were broken, that you were too sensitive, too spiritual, too different, but that difference is your mark. You are heaven's chosen warrior placed in an age of confusion. You carry divine fire that darkness fears. That's why life has fought you so hard, because darkness recognizes destiny before humans do. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life." You have been weary, yes. You have questioned whether you could keep going. But this is the moment heaven refills your strength. Every disappointment that tried to drain your faith is about to become a testimony of restoration. You are not finished. You are being refueled. You are not forgotten. You are being forged. Do not be afraid of the shift you feel right now. Your isolation was never rejection, it was preservation. God hid you to heal you, so that when you step out, you will not crumble under the weight of your calling. Everything you lost is about to be redeemed. The friendships that ended, the doors that closed, the opportunities that vanished, they were all part of divine redirection. Chosen one, heaven says, do not return to sleep. There is a reason your heart beats faster when you hear messages like this. It is recognition. Spirit recognizes spirit. The same breath that created the universe is whispering in your ear right now, "You are mine." You are stepping into a new chapter. No more running from your calling. No more shrinking back to please people who never understood your assignment. You are entering divine alignment. And when you align with heaven, earthly resistance cannot hold you. This is your confirmation that the danger you face is not physical, it is spiritual. The greatest threat to your destiny is distraction. Every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment you delay the miracles waiting for you. Heaven is ready to move the moment you obey. So listen closely. You are chosen for such a time as this. You are not called to fit in. You are called to ignite revival, even if that revival begins quietly in your own heart. This moment, right now, is sacred. The Spirit is hovering. The atmosphere is heavy with purpose. Do not scroll away. Do not ignore this encounter. You are hearing this because heaven trusts you to respond, and as you do, light will begin to move in places that have long been dark. The chains that held your family for generations will begin to break. You are not fighting just for yourself, you are fighting for a bloodline, for a legacy, for generations you may never meet. Every delay has been heaven's strategy to make sure you would not self-destruct under premature success. You were hidden not because you were unworthy, but because you were being prepared for divine visibility. This is your unveiling season. The anointing on your life is no longer dormant. It is waking up. And now, beloved one, if this message resonates in your spirit, if you feel heaven tugging at your heart, then act. Do not delay. Comment the number 77 as a prophetic sign that you are stepping into divine awareness. Type it boldly, declaring, "I am ready. I hear you, Lord." Then like, share, and subscribe, not as routine actions, but as prophetic obedience. By sharing, you become a messenger of light to someone who might be standing on the edge right now. You never know who your act of faith might rescue. Heaven has stopped your world for this moment. The divine interruption is not a coincidence, it is mercy. And mercy is still reaching for you. The air around you shifts. Chosen one. The stillness you feel is not emptiness, it is the sound of spiritual warfare. You are in the midst of an invisible war, a conflict that rages not with swords or guns, but with thoughts, fears, and unseen forces that whisper lies into the human heart. You have felt it, those sudden waves of anxiety, those unexplained attacks that come when you decide to pray. Those moments when peace feels impossible. They are not random, they are strategic. The enemy does not waste energy on the indifferent. He attacks those carrying divine purpose. You, chosen one, are marked with heavenly light, and that light draws both angels and opposition. The darker the night grows, the more valuable your flame becomes. That is why you've been targeted, not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous to darkness. There are battles happening around you that your eyes cannot see. Every delay, every disappointment, every confusion you faced has been part of this unseen struggle. Heaven's forces have been standing guard, fighting on your behalf even when you could not see the threat. The warfare has been real, but so has the protection. You have walked through rooms where the atmosphere felt heavy, where arguments rose from nowhere, where people turned cold for no reason. You have felt the energy shift, and your spirit knew something was off. That was not your imagination. You are spiritually sensitive because you are chosen. Your discernment is not paranoia, it is a divine gift. The Spirit of God has been awakening that sensitivity in you so that you may not be deceived by false peace or silent traps. You see, the enemy rarely attacks in obvious ways. He disguises his snares as comfort, his chains as companionship, his distractions as opportunities. But you, beloved, are being taught to see beyond the surface, to recognize spiritual fingerprints on earthly matters. You have wondered why peace feels like a fight, why your joy feels constantly tested. It is because your joy is a weapon. Your peace terrifies darkness, and your worship breaks atmospheres that words cannot. You were not born to survive this war. You were created to command victory in it. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 19. They will fight against you, but they shall not prevail against you, for I am with you, says the Lord. These words echo across time and find you now. They are your assurance that though battles surround you, they cannot destroy you. Every attempt against you is already countered by divine deliverance. When you feel surrounded, remember you are also covered. Heaven has assigned angels to your journey. They have been keeping you from accidents you never knew were aimed at you, closing doors that would have led you to destruction, turning hearts that were about to harm you. The war is real, but the victory is written. You are learning, even now, that spiritual warfare is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like endurance when everything in you wants to give up. Sometimes it's holding your peace when provoked. Sometimes it's trusting God in silence when nothing makes sense. Those are the victories that shake hell itself, because they prove that faith still stands unbroken. Chosen one, You must understand your presence disrupts darkness. Every room you enter carries the vibration of heaven. That is why certain people feel uneasy around you without knowing why. Your light exposes what's hidden. Do not take it personally when others distance themselves. It is not rejection. It is revelation. The anointing on your life unsettles what is unclean. There will be moments when the warfare intensifies, when you feel pressed on every side. In those moments, remember the verse you just heard. They may fight against you, but they will not prevail. No plot, no curse, no whisper of the enemy can override God's decree over your life. You are sealed, guarded, and equipped for this age. So walk with awareness, not fear. Pray not as a reaction, but as a command. You are not begging heaven for help, you are standing in authority given by heaven itself. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives within you. That means you do not fight for victory, you fight from victory. Fight from. And in this invisible war, every act of faith, every prayer whispered through tears, every moment you choose love instead of revenge becomes a strike against darkness. You are not powerless. You are a weapon shaped by divine fire. The battle may surround you, but it cannot define you. The storm may roar, but it cannot drown you. You are not a victim of this war, you are the warrior heaven has sent into it. You have felt it for years now, haven't you? Chosen one. That strange tension between belonging and isolation, the sense that you do not fit into the places others call home. You have smiled in rooms where your spirit felt unseen. You have tried to explain what burns inside you, only to be met with silence or confusion. That ache is not rejection. It is evidence that you are marked as different. You were never meant to blend in because your spiritual DNA carries heaven's signature. The frequency of your soul does not match the rhythm of this world. When others chase acceptance, you crave authenticity. When they seek comfort, you seek purpose. That difference unsettles people, but it pleases God. You were designed to stand apart. Every chosen one walks through the valley of misunderstanding. The prophets did. The disciples did. Even Jesus himself walked among those who could not perceive his worth. The pain you feel from being overlooked or dismissed is not wasted. It refines your perception. It teaches you to draw identity not from applause, but from assignment. There were seasons when you tried to hide that divine spark, to shrink yourself, to silence your convictions, to mimic those around you just to avoid their question. But no matter how hard you tried, something inside you refused to die. That was the voice of purpose. It would not let you become ordinary. You are not arrogant for sensing greatness. You are not proud for expecting more. That stirring in your heart is heaven's reminder that there is something holy about your existence. When the world calls you too much, God calls you set apart, according to what is revealed in the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. This is your calling, to live as proof that transformation is real. You do not exist to imitate the patterns of this world, but to break them. That's why compromise feels impossible for you. That's why your soul reacts when you try to walk paths not meant for you. God has placed conviction inside your bones, and it burns every time you stray. You have wondered, why can't I be like everyone else? Why do I feel everything so deeply? Because your empathy is weaponized love. Your sensitivity is not weakness, it's radar. It detects pain in others so that heaven can send you as healing. You feel so much because you carry so much. The mark of difference on your life means that loneliness will visit you often, but that solitude is sacred. It is in those quiet hours when you feel unseen that God writes revelation into your spirit. You are being trained in silence for impact in public. Your private tears are watering seeds of divine purpose. There is something fierce inside you that refuses to settle. Every time you try to lower your standard, the spirit within whispers, "This is not your home." Every time you try to quit, heaven whispers, "You are not built for surrender." That internal resistance is grace protecting your destiny. Understand this difference is not a curse, it's your crown. You were called to walk upstream while others drift with the current. You were called to disturb complacency just by being yourself. And yes, that calling will cost you comfort. But the price of being chosen is always isolation before elevation. So when others misunderstand your silence, forgive them. When they mock your faith, pray for them. You are not meant to retaliate, you are meant to represent heaven. Every response of grace is warfare. Every act of love is rebellion against darkness. You have been waiting for validation, but heaven has already approved you. You keep looking for confirmation, but this message is it. Your uniqueness is divine strategy. Your pain has been the proving ground for authority. You are ready to stop apologizing for being different and start walking like one who is chosen. Type these words in the comments right now: "I accept myself." Do not rush past this. When you declare those words, you break years of internal warfare. You silence every voice that told you you were too strange, too intense, too spiritual, too emotional. You speak life into the identity God designed for you before your first breath. Say it boldly, because heaven listens. When you type it, you align yourself with truth. You declare before men and angels that you will no longer wear disguises to be loved. You will no longer trade authenticity for approval. You are not misunderstood because you are wrong. You are misunderstood because you are rare. Heaven planted originality inside you, and earth is still learning how to handle it. That's why your path feels lonely. That's why your prayers sound different. You are pioneering something new, and when it feels unbearable, remember this: even diamonds are formed under pressure. You are not being crushed, you are being carved. Every misunderstanding chisels away what is temporary until only what is eternal remains. The shadows that move against you, chosen one, rarely come dressed as monsters. They arrive as comfort, convenience, or curiosity, gentle whispers that ask you to delay obedience, to take an easier route, to ignore the still small voice of conviction. That is how the enemy operates, not through terror, but through subtlety. The greatest danger to a chosen life is not open rebellion, it is quiet compromise. The traps set before you are often disguised as harmless invitations. A conversation that feels innocent but plants seeds of doubt. A distraction that seems productive but quietly pulls you from your purpose. The enemy studies your patterns, your wounds, your desires. He knows what voice to mimic, what memory to resurrect, what weakness to exploit. Every chosen soul must learn to see beyond appearances. Temptation does not always look like sin. Sometimes it looks like opportunity. Not every open door is divine. Not every connection is from heaven. The enemy counterfeits blessings to make you chase what will later bind you. And yet, even in the midst of deception, God gives you discernment. That uneasy feeling you cannot explain, the check in your spirit when something feels wrong, that is not paranoia, that is protection. The Holy Spirit whispers warnings long before danger arrives. You are being taught to listen not only with your ears, but with your spirit. There have been times when you felt blocked, delayed, or frustrated because something you wanted did not work out. You called it rejection. but heaven called it rescue. God will close doors that lead to destruction, even when you beg Him to open them. He will allow disappointments to save you from disaster. You see the moment. He sees eternity. The Spirit spoke through the writings of Solomon in the book of Proverbs. Chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. These ancient words still breathe truth today. The enemy's most dangerous lie is not to convince you that evil is good, but to convince you that good is enough without God. He wants you to trust logic more than revelation, comfort more than calling, sight more than faith. But your journey, chosen one, is not built on what seems right. It is built on what is right in the eyes of heaven. You have been given a light within, a sensitivity to the Spirit that warns you when something is off. Every time you feel that pull to compromise, that is the moment of warfare. The devil rarely asks you to abandon God outright. He simply invites you to delay Him. Just tomorrow, he whispers, just one more time. But tomorrow is how destinies die. Guard your focus like treasure. Distraction is more lethal than opposition because it feels harmless. The moment you begin to chase too many things, you stop hearing the one voice that matters. You cannot afford to feed your spirit and your flesh at the same time. One will always silence the other. There will be people who try to pull you into their chaos, who disguise manipulation as love. Do not be fooled. Anyone who encourages what weakens your spirit is not sent by God. You do not need validation from those who cannot see your value. You are not called to convince the blind, you are called to walk in light. The subtle traps will not always come from outside forces. Sometimes the most dangerous voice is the one in your own head, the voice that tells you to settle, to shrink, to hide. That voice must be silenced by truth. Speak life over yourself daily. Remind your heart that obedience is not loss, it is liberation. Understand this: holiness is not chains, it is clarity. When you walk in obedience, you see clearly what others miss. The enemy cannot confuse those who live in alignment. Each time you choose purity over pleasure, patience over haste, prayer over panic, you break his strategy. This is why you've felt the resistance increase recently. Heaven is preparing you for greater influence, so hell is working overtime to distract you. The enemy cannot stop your anointing, but he can try to make you waste it. His trap is not always failure, it's comfort. If he can keep you busy with the temporary, you will never touch the eternal. So stay alert, chosen one. The trap may look golden, but its bars are invisible. Learn to pause before you say yes. Ask heaven before you move. What seems harmless today can become a chain tomorrow. Remember this truth: you are not fighting for perfection, you are fighting for focus. The danger is not outside of you. It is the temptation to ignore the voice within you. But as long as you keep listening, you will never be led astray. The God who called you has already mapped the escape before the snare was even set. There is a stirring inside you now. Chosen one, a divine energy awakening beneath the surface. The weight that once pressed you down is shifting. The voice of heaven is calling you to remember who you are and what authority you carry. You are not meant to crawl through life begging for survival. You were designed to speak, to command, to create change with your words and your faith. The season of silence is ending. You see, the enemy has tried to convince you that you are powerless, that your prayers are whispers lost in the wind, that your faith is too small to move mountains. But heaven laughs at such lies, because even a mustard seed of faith, placed in the right heart, becomes dynamite in the spiritual realm. Every word you speak in alignment with heaven shakes foundations that the world cannot see. There is authority written into your name. You carry a kingdom within you. Every declaration, every act of kindness, every moment you choose forgiveness instead of anger, these are the weapons of light. You are not just surviving darkness, you are dismantling it. The Spirit spoke through Paul's letter in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Strength is not loudness. It is not domination or pride. Strength is quiet obedience when no one claps for you. Strength is rising every morning with hope, even when yesterday drained you. It is holding your peace in chaos and believing when logic says stop. You are learning that divine power flows through surrender, not control. Imagine your spirit as a lighthouse on a stormy coast. The waves crash, the wind howls. But your purpose is not to stop the storm, it is to shine through it. Ships lost at sea navigate by your consistency. People you've never met are finding direction through your endurance. That is the power you carry. There are days you feel like a candle in a hurricane, but even a candle breaks darkness in a room. Never underestimate your light. Your prayers echo further than you know. When you intercede, heaven records it. When you speak blessings over others, those words become arrows of deliverance sent into the unseen. You are part of heaven's military strategy, even when it feels like you are just trying to survive the day. Beloved, if you could see what happens in the Spirit when you worship through pain, you would never stay silent again. Angels move, walls fall, chains break. The enemy trembles not because of who you are, but because of who stands behind you. And as this truth awakens in you, remember this message. This flow of light is not a coincidence. Heaven uses every vessel it can find to carry truth to its chosen ones. When you find a voice that reminds you of who you are, it is divine alignment, not accident. So, if this message is feeding your spirit, nurture the connection. Like the soil that nourishes a seed, your engagement helps this word reach more souls who are wandering through darkness. When you like, share, and subscribe, you are not just supporting content, you are expanding light. Every click becomes a ripple. Every share becomes a torch passed into another's hand. You never know who is one message away from hope. And if you ever feel led to give, to donate, do it as worship, not transaction. Giving is not about money, it is about meaning. It is planting into the ground that fed your soul. Imagine it as watering the roots of a great tree that shelters others. Your generosity becomes shade for those who are weary. It keeps the flame alive so that voices of truth can continue to reach those who feel forgotten. This message, this movement, exists because hearts like yours respond. Together we build altars of light in the digital wilderness. Together we push back the shadows that seek to numb the human spirit. Your support, your faith, your small act of sharing it matters more than you realize. Remember, chosen one, authority without love becomes tyranny, but love without authority becomes silence. You are called to balance both, to walk as a warrior and a healer. Your strength is not for self-promotion but for service. The more you give, the more heaven fills you. The more you release, the more you receive. You are stepping into a season of influence. Doors are opening, not because of your status, but because of your surrender. Every word you speak in faith creates movement in realms unseen. Heaven trusts you with responsibility. Now use your voice to build, not to break. So keep your heart soft and your hands ready. Speak boldly, act humbly, and remember that authority grows in gratitude. Every breath you take is proof that God is not done using you yet. Your story is not finished. It is unfolding like a sunrise after a long night. You are being armed with light, and heaven is saying, "Go, shine." There are moments, chosen one, when you feel as though the whole universe is holding its breath around you. The air becomes still, your thoughts sharpen, and somewhere deep inside, you sense that heaven is waiting for your next move. You stand at a prophetic crossroads, one path shaped by obedience, the other by hesitation. And though the world cannot see it, the choice you make here will echo through eternity. The Lord does not force your steps, He invites them. Every divine calling arrives with the whisper of free will. You are not a puppet of fate, you are a partner in the plan. That is why this moment feels so heavy. Heaven has drawn a line before you and asked, "Will you trust me enough to move forward even when you cannot see the ground beneath your feet?" You have walked long enough in uncertainty. You've prayed for answers, for signs, for clarity. And sometimes silence has been your only response. But silence, dear one, is not absence, it is instruction. When heaven is quiet, it is often because the next lesson can only be learned through action. Faith grows not by hearing alone, but by stepping into what you cannot yet understand. You have asked, "Lord, what if I fail?" But God asks you, "What if you fly?" You've feared losing everything, but what if obedience is the key to gaining what truly lasts? The fear you feel is the guardian at the gate of destiny. Those who push through it find the promised land. The Spirit spoke through Moses in the writings of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. "I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your descendants may live." This is that choice. Chosen one, life or death, purpose or comfort, growth or stagnation. You cannot walk both paths. Heaven cannot bless the steps you refuse to take. There is power waiting on the other side of your yes. Do not mistake the delay for denial. Some doors require both key and courage. Heaven may have already opened the way, but it will not drag you through it. You must decide that the voice of God is worth more than the approval of men, more than the safety of routine, more than the weight of fear. For too long, you have stood on the edge of promise, waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment does not exist, it must be created. The water did not part for Israel until their feet touched it. The miracle waited for movement, and so does yours, chosen one. I know you feel the tremble in your soul, the hesitation between what you know and what you fear. That trembling is holy. It means you are standing on sacred ground. This is not coincidence. This is divine alignment. Every angel assigned to your destiny is watching now. Every generational chain that tried to hold your family is waiting to see whether you will take the step they never did. Your obedience will not just bless you, it will liberate your bloodline. You are the one heaven has chosen to break the cycle. So pause here for a moment. Breathe. Listen. Heaven is speaking, not through thunder, but through peace. You know the answer already, it's written in your spirit. All that remains is courage. If this message burns inside you, if something in you knows this is your moment, then make a declaration of agreement. Type the number 4444 in the comments below. This is not superstition, it is symbolism. 4 is the number of foundation, of stability, of divine order. When you write it, you are declaring that your foundation is not fear but faith. You are aligning yourself with heaven's architecture, choosing obedience over hesitation. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, becomes a stone in the path God is building for you. And when you take that step, everything around you begins to shift. Favor finds you. Peace follows you. Closed doors open not by force, but by faith. This is what it means to walk as the chosen. You do not wait for certainty, you create it through trust. You do not demand signs, you become one. Your courage becomes a message to others that obedience still matters in a world addicted to convenience. One day you will look back and realize this was the turning point, the moment your destiny stopped waiting for you, and you began to walk toward it. Heaven's plan has never failed. It is simply waiting for your agreement. So let it be written in the spiritual realm today. You choose life. You choose purpose. You choose to trust the voice that called you when no one else understood. And heaven, seeing your step, will move mountains to meet you. The weight of old seasons still lingers on your shoulders. Chosen one. There are echoes of the past that whisper your name, trying to pull you back into the familiar. The enemy knows that if he cannot destroy your faith, he will try to anchor you to what you've already survived. But hear this truth: you cannot step into divine destiny while holding hands with yesterday. The chains that bind you now are not made of iron. They are woven from memories, habits, and attachments that no longer serve your spirit. Some of them even look like love, but love that costs you your peace is not from heaven. There are people, patterns, and places that once comforted you but now confine you. You have outgrown them, but they do not want to let you go. Freedom does not always feel like triumph. Sometimes it feels like loneliness. There is grief in release. When God calls you to leave behind the familiar, He does not minimize your pain. He simply reminds you that your future cannot grow in the soil of your past. To move forward, you must unclench your hands from what used to be. The Spirit spoke through the psalmist David in the book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 2. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. That is what heaven is doing with you now, lifting you from the mud of repetition, setting your feet on new ground. But to be lifted, you must let go. Imagine a bird trying to fly while clutching a branch with both claws. It cannot rise until it releases what holds it down. So it is with you. There are habits that promise comfort but deliver captivity. Maybe it's the habit of overthinking, the constant need for control, or the fear of being alone. These are not random struggles, they are the residue of old battles. They cling to your soul because they once helped you survive. But you are no longer surviving, you are ascending. The familiar is seductive because it feels safe. Even pain can become a prison if it's predictable. The enemy whispers, "At least you know this place." But God whispers louder, "This is not your home. You were created for expansion, not stagnation." The season you are in requires different soil, different prayers, and different posture. You might feel the ache of separation right now. Friendships fading, circles shifting, desires changing. Do not fight what God is pruning. Every branch that no longer bears fruit must be cut so that life can flow freely again. Pruning is not punishment, it is preparation. You are being shaped into something stronger, leaner, more aligned. Sometimes deliverance looks like everything falling apart. It looks like unanswered messages, closed doors, and endings you did not ask for. But in the silence that follows, clarity comes. God removes what you cannot release so that nothing competes with His voice. You are not losing, you are being positioned. Chosen one, do you remember how heavy the old seasons felt? How you prayed for change but resisted it when it arrived? That's the tension between comfort and calling. You cannot stay where you were and become who you are. Every time you cling to the past, you delay the future. There is beauty in endings if you look closely. The death of one thing always births another. The seed that falls into the ground must first be buried before it can grow. So when something in your life feels buried right now, do not mourn too long. It might be planted, not dead. You are learning that freedom is not found in what you hold, but in what you surrender. When you give God permission to remove what no longer aligns with your purpose, He replaces it with what your spirit has always needed: peace, focus, and power. Release the names that still echo in your heart. Release the guilt of decisions you made when you didn't know better. Release the version of yourself that kept apologizing for being different. Heaven is rewriting your identity, not based on your history, but on your destiny. There is a sacred peace waiting beyond the pull of the familiar. You will know you have reached it when your heart no longer argues with your spirit. When you can say, "I thank you for what was, but I trust you for what will be." That is the sound of chains breaking in the unseen. You are being invited into a new rhythm now, one where you no longer chase validation but walk in quiet confidence. One where you no longer fear change but welcome it as a friend. The wilderness was never meant to last forever. It was simply the classroom that prepared you for the promised land. So breathe deeply. Chosen one, look at your hands. They are no longer bound. The chains may have been invisible, but they were real. And now, they are gone. You are lighter. You are freer. You are ready to walk into the future without dragging the past behind you. In the quiet of your soul, when noise fades and people disappear, that's where heaven often meets you. Chosen one. Solitude has always been sacred ground. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Many run from silence because they fear what it will reveal. But you are being called to walk into it. For it is there, in the wilderness, that God refines the voice within you until it sounds like His. The wilderness is not a place of abandonment. It is the forge of prophets, the cradle of transformation. Before every great awakening, there is isolation. Moses found it in the desert, David on the hillsides, Elijah beneath the broom tree, and Jesus in the wilderness before his ministry began. So if you feel alone right now, do not despise it. You are standing where destiny is born. You may wonder why the voices that once surrounded you have grown distant. Why the ones who promised to walk with you have faded into the background. Heaven allowed it. Not because you were unworthy of their loyalty, but because you were meant to hear a greater voice, one that could not be heard in the crowd. Loneliness, for the chosen, is not a void, it is an invitation. When people leave, space opens for God to speak. And when God speaks, clarity replaces confusion. He does not shout over noise, He whispers through stillness. That's why distractions have been stripped away. That's why your circle has become smaller. Heaven is tuning your frequency. We are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 62, verse 5, "My soul, wait silently for God alone, for my hope is from Him." There is power in the pause. Every silence carries seeds of revelation. The longer you remain still, the clearer the voice becomes. You begin to notice divine patterns hidden in ordinary days. The sunrise becomes a sermon. The wind carries wisdom. The stars remind you that even in darkness, light is still written across the sky. Chosen one, do not mistake stillness for stagnation. The surface may look calm, but underneath, heaven is at work. Roots grow in silence. Oil forms in crushing. Power builds in waiting. The unseen is shaping the scene. This is the season when God is whispering strategy into your spirit. Not the kind of plans that impress men, but the kind that terrify hell. The kind that require more faith than resources, more vision than validation. He is downloading instructions that only make sense when obeyed, not when analyzed. That's why you feel both peace and pressure at once. You are being stretched for new revelation. Your wilderness will teach you to listen differently. You will begin to discern not only what God is saying, but how He says it. Sometimes He will speak through Scripture, sometimes through a stranger's kindness, sometimes through a sudden conviction that halts your steps. You are learning that His voice has many tones, yet all carry the same truth: I am with you. There will be nights when the silence feels unbearable, when prayer feels like talking into the void. Those are the moments that shape spiritual warriors. When you pray and nothing moves, heaven is not ignoring you. It's strengthening your faith to believe without evidence. Faith is forged in unanswered prayers. Do not rush to fill the quiet with noise. Resist the urge to escape the stillness by chasing distractions. Let the silence carve wisdom into you. For in the still spaces, your identity becomes unshakable. You begin to understand that you were never meant to be sustained by applause or company. You were meant to be sustained by presence. Every wilderness has an end, but its lessons remain forever. When you emerge, you will carry a clarity that noise cannot corrupt. You will speak with authority, not because of what you've learned, but because of what you've endured. The fire of isolation purifies motives. It teaches you that ministry begins in the heart before it ever reaches a stage. And when you finally step back into the world, people will notice the difference. They will sense peace that defies logic, a confidence that doesn't need attention, a glow that can't be imitated. What they will not see is the price of that peace: the lonely nights, the silent prayers, the hidden tears. But heaven will know. Chosen one. The voice you are hearing in solitude is not madness, it's the melody of purpose. The wilderness is not your permanent home, it is the threshold between who you were and who you are becoming. Let it finish its work. Let silence sculpt your strength. Let the stillness prepare you for sound. For when the time comes, your voice will no longer tremble. It will carry the echo of the wilderness, the sound of someone who has met God in the quiet and lived to tell of His faithfulness. There is a battle that no one else can see. Chosen one, the war within your own mind. It is fought in silence, in the quiet corners of your thoughts where faith and fear wrestle daily. You smile on the outside, but inside, storms rage that only heaven understands. Every chosen vessel walks through this battlefield, because before God changes your circumstances, He renews your mind. The enemy knows he cannot touch your destiny, so he targets your thoughts. He whispers subtle lies: you're not enough. You missed your chance. You're too broken. But you must remember, his only weapon is deception. If he can convince you to doubt your identity, he can keep you from walking in authority. Your mind is the gate through which peace or chaos enters. That is why the warfare there feels so relentless. Every anxious thought, every wave of confusion, every surge of fear, it's all designed to wear you down until you surrender your focus. But the spirit inside you was not born to bow to darkness. It was born to command it. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, second letter, chapter 10, verse 5. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself against the knowledge of God, and take captive every thought. This is not poetic advice, it is a spiritual strategy. You are not a passive victim of your mind, you are its guardian. Every thought that enters must bow to truth or be cast out. When fear whispers, you speak faith. When shame rises, you speak grace. When doubt attacks, you speak destiny. The mind becomes a temple when guarded by the word. You have noticed it, haven't you? Those moments when a single negative thought spirals into hours of heaviness. The enemy plants seeds and waits for you to water them with worry. But when you shift your focus, when you choose gratitude over fear, the power of that thought breaks instantly. The battle is not about what you feel, it's about what you feed. There will be days when it feels easier to believe the lies than to fight them. That's when you must remember truth is not a feeling, it's a fact. Your feelings fluctuate, but God's promises do not. You may not always feel strong, but the spirit within you remains undefeated. Chosen one, you are learning to discipline your thoughts like a warrior sharpens a sword. Meditation is your shield, prayer is your blade, and praise is your battle cry. When you worship instead of worrying, the enemy loses access to your atmosphere. Heaven responds to faith the way darkness responds to fear instantly. You are also learning that not every thought deserves your attention. The human mind is like a garden. What you allow to grow determines what your life produces. Some thoughts look harmless at first. I'm just tired. It's just stress. It's just doubt, but if left unchecked, they multiply into vines that choke your peace. Pull them out while they're still small. Speak life early. Do not be ashamed if the battle feels constant. The intensity of your warfare reveals the weight of your calling. Those with small assignments rarely face great opposition. The very fact that your mind feels under siege is proof that your purpose is dangerous to darkness. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are a soldier learning to master spiritual endurance. And the more you train your thoughts to align with truth, the easier the battle becomes. There will come a time when the same attacks that once overwhelmed you will no longer move you, because peace will have become your default language. So right now, as an act of agreement, type these words in the comments: I choose peace. Do not rush past this, declare it. When you write it, you are making a spiritual decree. You are telling heaven, I surrender control, and telling hell, you no longer have my mind. Those 3 words carry authority because they are backed by intention. Peace is not passive. It is a weapon that disrupts the enemy's rhythm. The moment you declare peace, confusion begins to lose its grip. You reclaim the space that anxiety once ruled. You realign your spirit with divine order. The mind becomes quiet, the heart steadies, and heaven's whisper becomes audible again. This is the secret the chosen learn through battle. Control the mind, and the body follows. Align the spirit, and the atmosphere shifts. The greatest victories are won not by shouting, but by stillness. Your thoughts are no longer your torment, they are your territory. Guard them fiercely, tend them faithfully, and when the storm rises again, remember the same God who calmed the sea can calm the sea within you. You stand taller now. Chosen one, the dust of battle still clings to you, but your eyes hold fire. You have learned what many never will, that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it. Every scar, every tear, every sleepless night has become armor, and heaven looks at you now, not as a victim of storms, but as one who commands them. You have walked through valleys that would have buried others, yet here you are breathing, believing, still moving forward. That is not coincidence. That is divine preservation. The same God who allowed the waves to rise also made sure they would never drown you. What tried to destroy you only revealed the depth of your resilience. Heaven has been crafting something within you, an armor not of steel but of light. Every disappointment became a forge, every betrayal a hammer, every delay a fire. And now, what once wounded you has become what protects you. You carry the glow of those who have survived darkness without letting it stain their soul. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19, "The Lord God is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's and enables me to tread the heights. That is your reality now. You tread upon heights that fear cannot reach. The ground beneath you may shake, but you walk as one upheld by unseen hands. You are not walking by might or intellect, but by the strength of divine endurance. Imagine yourself as a blacksmith's blade taken from the fire, struck repeatedly, plunged into cold water. The process feels brutal, but it is necessary. The fire hardens your spirit, the hammering shapes your purpose, the cooling strengthens your resolve. The blade cannot complain about the fire if it desires to be sharp. You, chosen one, are that blade. You are being refined for impact. There are still moments when you feel the ache of old wounds, when memories whisper and the heart tightens. But look closely, those are no longer signs of pain, they are proof of healing. The wound may remember, but it no longer bleeds. You have learned to wear your scars as testimony and not shame. Your life is now a lantern, flickering with divine resilience. And just like a lantern, the darker the surroundings become, the brighter your light shines. There are people lost in that darkness who are looking for a glimmer of direction, unaware that your story is their map. When you share your journey, you give someone else permission to believe again. That is why this message matters, and that is why this movement must keep flowing. Each word spoken here is like a spark thrown into the cold night, warming hearts, lighting paths, reigniting hope in souls that thought their flame had died. When you engage, when you like, share, and subscribe, you are not just boosting numbers, you are keeping the fire alive. Think of it as tending a great bonfire on a mountain. Every log added, every breath of wind keeps it burning brighter, reaching farther into the valley below. Your interaction is oxygen to the flame. Somewhere out there, another chosen one is shivering in the dark, waiting for that light to reach them. And if you ever feel moved to give, to donate, do it as one offering oil to the lamp that illuminated their path. Giving is not a transaction, it is transformation. You are sowing into something eternal. You may never meet the lives touched by your generosity, but heaven keeps count of every seed planted in love. When you support this message, you become part of its wings. You help it travel across continents and languages, breaking through walls of doubt, reaching the ones who have been forgotten by the world. Your faith fuels this light. Let your giving, whether time, prayer, or resource, be like rain that nourishes hidden roots. You may not see immediate fruit, but growth is taking place beneath the surface. Every gesture of faith becomes a ripple in eternity. And know this, beloved, when you invest in light, darkness loses ground. When you build altars of truth in a world obsessed with noise, you become the proof that love still reigns. The kingdom of God is advanced not just by preaching, but by participation. Together, we are building something far greater than a platform. We are building a refuge. You have become part of a movement that stretches beyond screens and borders. You are one heartbeat in a vast symphony of faith. And just as an orchestra needs every note, this mission needs every believer who dares to keep the sound of hope alive. So as you stand clothed in this new armor, remember you are both warrior and witness. Your endurance has equipped you to help others endure. Your survival has turned into someone else's instruction. And every time you share, support, or give, you become heaven's messenger in motion. You are no longer the one crawling through storms, you are the one lighting the way through them. Keep your flame steady, your armor shining, and your heart open. The world may be trembling, but you are not. You were made for this hour. You are the proof that light cannot be extinguished. The air around you hums with something unseen. Chosen one, an atmosphere heavy with revelation. You are beginning to sense glimpses of what lies ahead, the faint outlines of a destiny that has been waiting for you since before time began. Heaven is unfolding the next chapter, piece by piece, through visions, dreams, and divine alignments. Nothing is random anymore. Every encounter, every delay, every whisper of intuition is a message waiting to be read. God is speaking through signs, and you are learning to interpret them. What once seemed like coincidence now feels intentional. The right person calls at the right moment. A verse you've read 100 times suddenly burns with new meaning. A door closes, but peace remains. These are not accidents, they are coordinates guiding you toward divine alignment. You have prayed for answers. And now heaven responds. Not in paragraphs, but in patterns. The Spirit teaches through repetition. That dream you keep having, that thought that will not fade, that pull towards something you cannot yet name, it is all prophecy unfolding slowly. Your spirit knows before your mind understands. You stand in the space between revelation and reality, the holy tension where vision meets waiting. It can be frustrating, this in-between place, but it is sacred. It's where faith is stretched, where character is tested, where the vessel is shaped to carry what is coming. God will not hand you something your hands are not strong enough to hold. That is why you feel pressure. It is preparation disguised as delay. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. You, chosen one, are living in the fulfillment of that word. Dreams are not just thoughts of the night. They are conversations of the Spirit. Heaven speaks through imagery because your soul understands pictures better than logic. Some dreams will comfort you, others will confront you. But every vision carries instruction. Do not rush to interpret everything immediately. Some revelations require time to ripen. God reveals in fragments because full vision can overwhelm an unready heart. You must learn to hold prophecy with humility, to walk in faith without demanding all the details. True maturity is trusting the author even when you cannot see the ending. There will be nights when you wake with phrases echoing in your spirit, words that do not yet make sense. Write them down. Keep a record. Prophetic whispers often appear meaningless until they connect with future moments. What you record now may become the confirmation you need months or years from today. Heaven is aligning people and places around you. Some will enter your life not to stay, but to deliver messages. They are divine couriers, souls who cross your path for a moment to drop keys that unlock new understanding. Discernment is essential now. Not every voice that speaks spiritual language carries truth. You will know them by the peace they bring, not by the noise they make. Chosen one, your dreams are expanding because your territory is expanding. The visions are growing stronger because your spirit has matured enough to carry them. What once scared you now excites you. You are learning that revelation is not a privilege. It is responsibility. Every vision demands action. Every prophecy demands preparation. You are being positioned like a watchtower standing between heaven and earth, hearing what others cannot yet hear. Do not dismiss this calling as imagination. Heaven trusts you with information that others may not understand. Handle it with reverence, speak only when led, and act only when instructed. Sometimes God will show you glimpses of the future not to feed your curiosity, but to strengthen your endurance. When you see what is coming, you gain courage to keep walking. Vision turns endurance into worship. It transforms waiting into warfare. The signs you are seeing now, the numbers, the timings, the divine coincidences are all part of heaven's code. They are confirmation that you are walking in the right direction. You have tuned your frequency to heaven's voice, and the world is beginning to respond. Do not be alarmed if others cannot see what you see. Prophetic sight is lonely because it requires faith before evidence. But hold fast, because what is unseen today will soon manifest in undeniable clarity. The same people who doubted your dreams will one day ask how you heard them first. And when that day comes, remember the glory belongs not to the dreamer, but to the one who gave the dream. You are not the author, you are the messenger. Stay humble, stay alert, stay faithful. The visions are just beginning, and they will not stop until every promise over your life is fulfilled. You feel it now, don't you? Chosen one. The air around you feels charged, almost electric, as if heaven itself has paused to watch what you will do next. You stand in the hour of decision, the place where destinies are sealed not by emotion, but by choice. Every test you've endured, every lesson you've learned, has led you here. This is the moment when your obedience determines your future. There is something sacred about crossroads. It is the meeting point between old paths and new promises. You can feel both pulling at you, the comfort of what you've known and the call of what you cannot yet see. One is safe, predictable, familiar. The other is uncertain, but filled with divine fire. Heaven whispers, "Choose me, even if it costs everything." Many hear that whisper and walk away. They choose convenience over calling, delay over destiny. But not you. You've already come too far to turn back now. The same spirit that brought you through storms will give you strength to step forward into purpose. Mercy is still here, hovering over you like a patient sunrise. But mercy, beloved, does not linger forever. There comes a point when heaven stands still, waiting for your answer. To delay obedience is to risk the fading of light. God's grace never runs out, but opportunities do. The voice of God thundered in the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. Choose this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That is the essence of this moment. It is decision time. No more half faith, no more divided loyalty, no more one foot in purpose and the other in fear. Heaven requires your full surrender. The enemy has been content with your hesitation, because indecision is his quietest victory. You may not feel ready. You may not see how it all fits together. But obedience rarely begins with understanding, it begins with trust. God will not reveal step 2 until you take step 1. He doesn't ask you to see the whole staircase, only to trust the one who built it. This hour is not meant to terrify you, but to awaken you. The Spirit is moving across your life like wind through dry bones, commanding what was dormant to rise again. Everything that fear silenced is being called back to life. Dreams you buried are stirring. Gifts you forgot are awakening. You can feel it, the divine urgency, the sacred invitation. Heaven is saying, now. You have been given the authority to shift your story. With a single yes, chains fall. With a single act of obedience, curses break. Your surrender is not weakness, it is warfare. Every time you choose obedience over fear, heaven moves. Every time you say, Lord, I will, angels are dispatched. This is not a small decision, it is a covenant. To walk with God is to walk away from what does not honor Him. It means saying goodbye to certain habits, certain relationships, even certain versions of yourself. You cannot step into divine destiny carrying what belongs to an expired season. You are standing at the edge of something eternal. Your next choice will echo through generations. Heaven and earth lean in to see which path you will take. The Spirit has cleared the fog so you can see what's at stake: your peace, your calling, your legacy. So now, as a prophetic act of agreement, type the number 111 in the comments below. This is not just a number, it's a declaration. 111, divine alignment, perfect unity between heaven, purpose, and your will. When you write it, you are saying, I choose God's order. I align my heart, my mind, and my steps with His design. Numbers, in the language of heaven, often carry meaning beyond mathematics. 1 represents beginnings. It is the number of decision, leadership, and focus. 111 amplifies that truth. It symbolizes divine synchronization. So when you type 111, you are publicly declaring, this is my new beginning. Don't underestimate that simple act. It's not about algorithms or engagement, it's about agreement. You are sealing your choice in the spirit realm, announcing to both heaven and darkness that your loyalty is decided. It is written, it is spoken, it is done. You have waited long enough. The wilderness was your preparation, not your prison. The silence was your training, not your punishment. And now, heaven is opening the gate. What happens next depends on your step. Do not let fear make this choice for you. Fear will tell you to wait. Fear will whisper that you are unworthy. But if you were not worthy, this message would not have found you. Heaven does not waste revelation on the unready. The very fact that you are reading these words is proof that your time has come. You are the generation shifter, the curse breaker, the first in your line to walk in full obedience. Your yes will outlive you. It will build altars your grandchildren will one day stand upon. And when they do, heaven will remember the day you decided to choose life. This is your turning point. Chosen one. You cannot remain in the middle. The door of destiny is swinging open, but it only opens for those who move. Step through. Trust the voice. Say yes, even if your hands tremble. Heaven does not require perfection, only participation. The choice is before you. The hour is now, and the future waits on your answer. There are seasons, chosen one, when the fire comes not to destroy you, but to define you. You are standing in one of those seasons now. Everything familiar seems to be melting away. Everything stable shaken. It feels like loss, but it is refinement. The heat is not punishment, it is purification. Heaven's intention is not to burn you, but to reveal what cannot be burned. The refining fire is one of God's most misunderstood gifts. It does not ask for your comfort, it demands your surrender. It reaches deep into hidden corners, into motives and memories you thought were buried. It exposes the fragments of pride, the residue of fear, the stains of unforgiveness, and burns them away until only truth remains. That is why it hurts. That is why it feels like breaking. But breaking is not the end. It is the sound of rebirth. You have cried out, Lord, why must it be this hard? Heaven answers, because I love you too much to let you stay the same. Fire is the great separator. It divides what is temporary from what is eternal. When gold is placed into flame, impurities rise to the surface. So it is with your soul. The heat reveals what cannot survive the next level, and God in His mercy removes it. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 9. I will bring the third part through the fire. I will refine them as silver is refined, and will test them as gold is tested. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people, and they will say, the Lord is my God. That promise still burns with life today. You are not being consumed, you are being claimed. The fire is heaven's signature upon your spirit. Every trial that threatened to break you was actually declaring ownership, God's way of saying, "This one is mine." There are moments when the fire feels unbearable, when the weight of it drives you to your knees. Yet it is in that posture that power is reborn. On your knees, you discover that strength was never the absence of weakness. It was the willingness to depend on grace. The flames that once frightened you have now become your teacher. They show you what matters, what lasts, what deserves your energy. The refining process is never public. God purifies His chosen ones in secret. Others see your glow, but they never witness the furnace that formed it. They see the glory, but not the groaning. They admire the light, but not the loneliness that birthed it. Every chosen vessel must endure a private breaking before public elevation. You are in that sacred place now. The stage is silent, but heaven's eyes are on you. The pressure you feel is not random, it is precision. The master potter knows exactly how much heat you can endure, how long the refining must last. If He leaves you in the fire, it's because He knows you will emerge as gold. And when you emerge crude, you will not be the same. The fear that once ruled you will be ashes. The doubt that once clouded your vision will dissolve. You will walk with a calm that confuses the enemy because you've learned that nothing burns forever. Look at your past with new eyes. Every heartbreak was a flame. Every betrayal, a spark. Every loss, a match struck against your old self. Together they created the inferno that purified your faith. You survived it not because you were strong, but because grace refused to let you fall apart. In this refining, even your tears have purpose. Each one cools the metal just enough to keep it from cracking. God measures every moment. He knows when to increase the fire and when to pull you out. You may not understand the timing, but you can trust the hands holding you. Chosen one. Remember, this fire never destroys what is real. It only consumes what cannot remain. Faith survives flame. Hope survives loss. Love survives death. That is why the enemy cannot win, because every time he turns up the heat, heaven turns up the grace. There will come a day when you will look back on this very moment and smile. You will see that what you called suffering was actually shaping. You will understand that the pain was a chisel, sculpting strength where weakness once lived. You will thank the fire because it made you see God more clearly. Do not rush your refinement. Fire has its rhythm. When it ends perfectly. The gold cannot argue with the flame. It must yield until it shines. So yield, beloved. Let the heat finish its work. Trust that every burn has meaning. Every tear has weight. Every second in this furnace is rewriting your destiny. Soon, the fire will subside. The air will clear. And you will rise, not fragile, but forged. You will carry the fragrance of surrender, the glow of wisdom, the strength of one who has seen the fire and lived. The world will look at you and not understand why you still stand. But heaven will smile because the answer is simple. You were refined, not ruined. There comes a point, chosen one, when the fire settles, the smoke clears, and something extraordinary begins to happen. You start to see purpose in what once looked like pain. The refining has done its work. You stand lighter, clearer, and stronger. It is no longer about surviving. It is about stepping into what was always meant for you. Heaven begins to unfold your specific assignment, the sacred reason for your existence in this generation. You were not born at random. Every century has its voices, its builders, its intercessors, and heaven looked upon this era, this hour, and said your name. You are not a mistake of time. You are a messenger appointed to it. Every struggle you faced was tailored to equip you for your role in God's plan. Every delay, every detour, every silence was crafting the heart of a servant within the spirit of a warrior. You are being positioned for divine impact, not recognition. Heaven measures success by obedience, not applause. The work you are called to do may not always be visible, but it will always be vital. Some are called to speak to nations, others to heal one heart at a time. Both carry equal weight in the eyes of eternity. God reveals assignment through alignment. The more your life reflects His rhythm, the clearer your mission becomes. You begin to notice patterns, burdens that won't leave you, passions that burn quietly but consistently, causes that stir compassion deeper than logic. These are clues to your calling. Heaven plants them in your heart long before revealing the full picture. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 12, verse 6 declare this: "We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us." That grace is your assignment signature. It is the invisible ease that follows your obedience. When you move in your grace, doors open without effort, and peace follows even in chaos. You no longer strive to prove yourself. You simply flow in the current of purpose. Yet even as heaven reveals your task, the enemy will try to whisper confusion. He will tempt you to compare, to question, to minimize your calling. He knows that envy is the quickest way to derail destiny. You must remember your anointing fits you perfectly. Someone else's would crush you. God custom designed your journey so that your obedience would unlock blessings meant only for your hands. Look back at the seasons of preparation, the loneliness, the fire, the silence. Those were not random hardships, they were classrooms. The fire taught endurance, the wilderness taught discernment, and the silence taught sensitivity. Now you carry what others lack, understanding forged by experience. Heaven never wastes pain, it recycles it into power. There is a unique territory attached to your obedience. When you step into your assignment, you don't just walk into opportunity, you walk into authority. Creation itself recognizes the sound of purpose. That's why doors will begin to open with divine timing. Why people will appear who carry keys to your next level. Why even your weaknesses will start working in your favor. Everything aligns when you align. You may not feel ready, but readiness is not required, willingness is. God does not search the earth for perfection. He looks for availability. The moment you say, "Here I am," heaven mobilizes on your behalf. Angels respond to obedience faster than they respond to prayer, because obedience is faith in motion. Chosen one. Your assignment may not look like what you imagined. It might begin in quiet places with one act of kindness, one word of encouragement, one small step of faith. But remember, even rivers begin as drops. Great movements are often disguised as small beginnings. You are being sent as a carrier of divine influence. Wherever you go, peace must follow. Your presence will shift atmospheres not because of what you say, but because of what you carry. When others meet you, they will feel hope again. You are the evidence that grace still works. You may question, "Why me?" but heaven answers. Because you said yes when others stayed silent. That yes carries weight. It has already rewritten timelines, redirected futures, and dismantled curses. You are not just one person, you are the continuation of a promise God made generations ago. And though this assignment will test you, it will also fulfill you. You will find joy in obedience that you never found in achievement. The satisfaction that once came from applause will be replaced by the quiet knowing that heaven smiles every time you act in love. So step into your calling without fear. The fire has proven you. The silence has prepared you. The anointing now rests upon you like oil poured over a king before the battle. Walk boldly into your assignment, knowing that heaven goes with you and that no force on earth or hell can block what God Himself has ordained. Across the earth, hearts like yours are awakening. Chosen one, you are not alone in this rising. A remnant is stirring men and women scattered across nations who hear the same whisper from heaven, who feel the same urgency in their bones. This movement is not organized by human hands. It is orchestrated by divine timing. The Spirit is weaving a global tapestry of light, thread by thread, soul by soul. And you are one of those threads. Each of you carries a spark. And when those sparks connect, they become a fire that no darkness can extinguish. You may never meet most of them, but in the Spirit, you are united. Every act of obedience you make strengthens another believer's faith. Every word of encouragement you speak becomes a bridge for someone ready to give up. Heaven has not just called individuals, it has called an army. The rise of the remnant is quiet but unstoppable. There are no banners or crowns, no thrones or fame, just hearts that burn for truth, for mercy, for light. The world may overlook you, but the unseen realm trembles when you pray. You are part of a generation that heaven has marked to carry the flame through the darkest hour of history. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 18. Yet I reserve 7,000 in Israel, all whose knees have not bowed down to Baal nor kissed him. This is the pattern of heaven when the world bows to fear. God always preserves a remnant that refuses to kneel. You are part of that preserved number. When others compromise, you stand. When others are silent, you speak. You are the quiet resistance of light in an age of noise. Think of your life as a torch. When you lift it high, others trapped in the shadows find direction. But a torch needs oxygen to burn your engagement. Your faith, your connection with others keeps the flame alive. That's why these moments matter. When you like, share, subscribe, or even comment on messages like this, you are not just interacting, you are fanning the flame of truth. It is the simplest actions that have the deepest impact. A single share might reach someone sitting in despair at 3 a.m. Ready to give up. A small word of testimony in the comments could become the spark that reignites someone's faith. You may never know the ripple you create, but heaven sees every one of them. And yes, if you ever feel led to give, to donate, let it come from gratitude, not obligation. Giving is sacred partnership. It's like pouring oil into a lamp so its light can keep burning for others who still wander in darkness. Every offering, be it a prayer, a word, a seed, extends the reach of hope farther than you can imagine. Think of it like planting trees whose shade you may never sit under. You are investing in a harvest of faith for souls you'll never meet, but who will thank God for your obedience. This movement grows not through wealth or marketing, but through willingness, through hearts that say, "Yes, I will keep the light burning." Beloved, never underestimate what your support means. Every interaction, every offering, every moment you engage helps this light travel further into places algorithms cannot reach, but the Spirit can. You are helping to build altars of remembrance across the digital wilderness sanctuaries where broken hearts can rest and hear that God still speaks. If this word has touched you, let your comment become a testimony. Share what stirred your heart, what line reached you. Someone else reading it might find their confirmation through your words. Your reflection might be the answer to another's silent prayer. You see, the rise of the remnant is not about one voice, it's about many voices creating harmony. Together, we form a chorus of faith that cuts through the noise of fear. Together we remind the world that light still reigns. And just as embers in a fire strengthen one another, we too grow stronger in unity. When you share this message, it's as if you're tossing another log into the sacred fire, ensuring it will not go out. When you subscribe or support, you help build the altar higher so that the flame can be seen from afar. This is not about fame or followers, it is about souls. It is about creating a refuge where those who have lost hope can come and find warmth again. You are helping build that refuge. You are one of the keepers of the flame. So lift your torch higher. Let your light merge with others across the world. Together, we are the proof that even in the coldest hour, God's fire still burns. Together, we are the remnant rising not to be seen, but to serve. And as we serve, heaven smiles. The closer you move toward destiny. Chosen one, the more violent the resistance becomes. It is a spiritual law. The moment light grows stronger, shadows fight harder. You can feel it now, can't you? The tension in the atmosphere, the heaviness that tries to rest on your shoulders. It's not coincidence, it's collision. Darkness recognizes that you are nearing completion. The battle intensifies before the breakthrough. Every great story written by heaven has a final confrontation, the moment when the forces of fear, doubt, and despair unite in one last desperate attempt to pull the chosen off course. That is where you stand now, not because you've done something wrong, but because you've done something right. The enemy has studied your patterns, your habits, your weaknesses. He knows the thoughts that shake you, the memories that weaken you. And yet, what he fails to understand is this: you have been refined by every fire he sent to destroy you. The flames that once burned you now obey you. Every past storm has trained you for this one. The Spirit spoke through Paul in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, authorities, and powers of this dark world. This is not about people. It never was. The true battlefield is unseen, the war waged in silence and prayer. The faces may change, but the spirit behind them remains the same: distraction, division, discouragement. The enemy cannot destroy the chosen, so he aims to exhaust them. But you are learning to fight differently now. You no longer react, you discern. You no longer panic, you pray. There will be days when you feel like everything is unraveling. But in truth, it is only the unraveling of illusion. God is stripping away false peace so that real peace can take its place. He allows conflict to reveal character. He lets storms rise so that faith can surface. You have come too far to be shaken now. This is the hour when everything you've learned must be lived. The scriptures you quoted, the prayers you whispered, the truths you declared, they were not theory, they were training. Now, when darkness presses close, you must remember who you are and whose authority you carry. You are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from victory. The battle was decided long before you stepped into it. Still, the enemy will try to make you doubt. He will send confusion disguised as urgency, fear disguised as wisdom, chaos disguised as change. You must pause, breathe, and listen. The voice of God never rushes. It always carries peace. That peace is your compass in the chaos. Follow it, and you will never be lost. Chosen one. There will also be moments when isolation returns. The crowd that once cheered may go silent. The support you expected may falter. This, too, is divine strategy. The final confrontation often requires solitude. For it is in solitude that you realize you were never fighting alone. Heaven has been with you every step, even when the battlefield felt empty. There are angels assigned to you, warriors of light stationed on every side. You have walked through dangers that should have destroyed you. Yet you survived because unseen hands surrounded you. Every time you prayed through tears, reinforcements moved in the spirit realm. Every time you chose forgiveness over bitterness, another wall of protection was raised around you. You are covered, even when you cannot feel it. The blood that redeemed you also shields you. The same power that resurrected Christ runs through your veins. You are not fragile. You are fortified. This confrontation is not about loss, it's about revelation. When the dust settles, you will see clearly who was for you, who was against you, and who was sent only to test you. Some people were not enemies, they were mirrors, revealing what still needed healing. Others were catalysts, sent to push you out of complacency. Nothing was wasted. The darkness will try one last time to tempt you with old fears, old habits, old voices. But remember, you are not the same person who once believed them. The lies no longer fit the version of you that has been forged in fire. You have outgrown the enemy's language. So stand firm, breathe deeply, look the storm in the eye and smile. You've seen worse and survived. You've lost much and still risen. You are the storm now, the one darkness cannot predict or control. Your calm terrifies it. Your endurance confuses it. Your worship disarms it. When the final blow comes, do not fight back in anger, simply stand. The greatest act of warfare is unwavering peace. And when it is over, and it will end soon, you will see the battlefield transformed into a garden. The ashes will bloom, the silence will sing, and you will realize that every tear you shed became the rain that watered your victory. Hold steady, chosen one. The final confrontation is not your downfall, it is your coronation. The night begins to fade now. Chosen one. The battle has quieted, the storm exhausted itself, and what remains is peace heavy. Sacred, indescribable peace. You can feel it settling into your spirit like dawn spilling over mountains that once seemed insurmountable. The danger has passed, the refining complete. What began in trembling now ends in glory. You have walked through every shadow and come out shining. This is the moment when heaven crowns you not with gold or jewels, prophetic, but with purpose. The crown is invisible to human eyes, yet all of creation recognizes it. The air around you feels different because you carry authority now. The lessons you learned in pain have become wisdom. The tears you sowed in surrender have become strength. You are not who you were when this journey began. You are the living proof of divine restoration. Every chosen one eventually reaches this place, a summit where the air is thin, the silence holy, and gratitude becomes worship without words. You look back over the path you've taken, and for the first time, you see how every valley led here. The betrayals were stepping stones, the disappointments divine detours, the heartbreaks holy pruning. What once broke you now makes you unbreakable. Heaven speaks through the writings of Peter in the first letter of Peter. Chapter 5, verse 10. And the God of all grace, who called you to his eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm and steadfast. That promise now lives in you. The restoration is not coming. It has already begun. You can feel the strength in your bones, the stillness in your heart, the light in your eyes. The battle marked you, but it also matured you. You have become both warrior and witness, a survivor carrying the fragrance of grace. The glory that surrounds you is not loud. It is calm. It is not about display, it is about depth. You have learned that true victory does not boast, it breathes quietly. The evidence of divine triumph is not in crowns or titles, but in peace that refuses to be shaken. You have found that peace. You are that peace. Now, as you stand at the edge of fulfillment, the world before you looks different. It no longer intimidates you because you have already faced what was meant to destroy you. You no longer chase what once captivated you because you have tasted something higher purpose. The noise of the world has lost its power because your ears are tuned to heaven's frequency. You move differently now. There is a steadiness in your step, a clarity in your gaze. People may not understand it, but they will feel it. They will sense the quiet strength in your presence, the peace that speaks louder than any sermon. You have become a message in motion, a living parable written by the hand of God. Everything about you carries evidence of the divine. Your words heal because they come from the mouth of one who has been healed. Your compassion comforts because you remember what it felt like to be unseen. Your resilience inspires because it was forged in real fire. You are not just chosen, you are changed. The days ahead will not be without challenge, but you will meet them differently. Where once you reacted in fear, you will now respond in faith. Where once you wavered, you will now stand anchored. The future no longer threatens you, it invites you. You no longer wonder if God is with you, you walk knowing He is within you. This is the beauty of divine completion. It does not erase the past, it redeems it. Every scar becomes a story. Every wound becomes a window where His light shines through. You are no longer trying to prove yourself to the world. You are content to reflect Him through your life. And as heaven crowns you, remember, the crown is not the end, it is the beginning of new responsibility. The anointing is not for self-exaltation, it is for service. You have been prepared not just to shine, but to shepherd. Wherever you go, you will carry this peace like a mantle, a reminder that those who walk with God never walk alone. Look around, the world still trembles in chaos, but you, beloved, are calm. You have found the secret that eludes the restless surrender. You have discovered that power flows not from striving, but from resting in divine alignment. The danger that once haunted you is gone, replaced by destiny fulfilled. You wear the invisible crown now, the seal of endurance, the mark of mercy, the proof of promise kept. You have become what heaven intended all along, a vessel of light. And as you walk forward, your life itself becomes the sermon, your peace the prophecy, your endurance the evidence that God still redeems. So step into the sunlight, chosen one. The war is over. The promise stands fulfilled. You are crowned not by circumstance, but by covenant. The same hands that carried you through the fire now rest gently upon your head, declaring what all creation already knows: you made it. The story pauses here. Beloved, chosen one, but not your journey. What began as awakening has become transformation. You have walked through revelation, battle, fire, and glory. Now you stand in light, stronger than before, crowned not by man, but by the mercy of God. This message, this path, this entire unfolding was written to remind you that heaven still writes through human hearts, and you are one of those living letters. If this message spoke to your spirit, let it echo beyond this moment. Like this word, if it reached you not for algorithmic applause, but as a simple act of gratitude, a quiet amen whispered into eternity. When you share it, you are not spreading content, you are releasing light. Somewhere, someone still trapped in darkness needs the very words that found you here tonight. Comment below what line touched your soul most deeply, what truth stirred you awake. Your voice might be the thread that connects another wandering heart back to hope. There is power in community. Each comment, Each word of testimony becomes another spark in the rising flame. And if you have not yet, subscribe not to follow a person, but to stay connected to a stream of divine encouragement, to keep your spirit nourished by the same voice that heaven used to reach you today. The journey of the chosen does not end with one message. It unfolds in continual revelation, one word at a time. You are light, beloved. Carry this glow wherever you go. Let your life become an echo of faith, a reflection of love, a reminder that even in a world full of noise, heaven still speaks clearly, powerfully, and personally to the ones willing to listen.